to get a shot in on him. However, his big move is the Astro Crash, which you can see right there. Now you can either try to avoid all the meteors that are falling down, or if you watch him teleporting at the top of the screen there, wherever he stops or wherever he disappears from last is going to be an open spot that you can stand, and you'll be able to dodge all of the meteors. Or at least I'm pretty sure you'll always be able to dodge. Now, the main area where you're actually going to be able to do damage is this whole part, where he's circling those two balls around him, and then he's firing other single shots at you. Those single shots are pretty easy to dodge while you're jumping, and you know, when you get the timing down of the jump to jump over the other ones, you can deliver the full charged up shots then. The worst part about the battle is when he's doing the Astro Crash move, you can't do any damage to him, so it just lengthens the battle. Dodge the Astro Crash. When he dips down, deliver a shot, and then when he does this, delivering a shot, keep jumping over and shooting when possible. And then he goes right back into it, thankfully, so we can finish off the battle here. And there we go. All 8 Robot Masters have now been defeated in Mega Man 8. Now with all the Robot Masters defeated, we now have Wily's Castle, or Wily's Tower, I think they refer to it as in this game. We have our main map screen where we're going to get to see the path drawn from the first stage to where we're going to be ending. Now this is easily probably the hardest stage in the entire game. This is another one of those power ski areas that we saw from Frostman's stage. Once again, best strategy is to memorize it and have a lot of luck when it comes to your platforming elements that you need during this whole part. You start off pretty easily, but it gets really tough really fast. As you can see right there, I had to use the slide, but I had to slide under 2 of them, and then I immediately fell onto the next platform. There was no jump involved in that one jump. There's a lot of quick jumps and very small platforms, as well as the other enemies to tangle with. Like I said in the Frostman stage, on some of the slides you can slide backwards, still make it under the thing that you need to slide under, but that will put you in a nice position to prepare for your next jump. There's not a whole lot of extra strategy involved other than memorizing the path, so if you've never played the game before, deaths are going to happen, and they're probably going to happen frequently. A lot of fast jumps here on those falling platforms. And then we finally make it to the end. Now if you're able to make it through that whole area of the stage, you should have no problem defeating the rest of Wily's Castle. As you can see, we have a little bit more of swinging areas with the Thunder Claw ability. Watch out for these guys. We just have a little bit more to move through before making it to the robot boss of the stage. One big swing that we had to do, that's probably the hardest swing in this stage. And here is the lair of the robot boss of Wily stage number 1. Now for this boss, we have to use the Mega Ball ability, that soccer ball ability we got in the first stage. And you can see our enemy is that robot right there in that barrel with the crown it looks like on his head. And you have to kick the Mega Ball up into his area to do damage to him. You can shoot the other stuff that's going to drop down to destroy it, to pick up some different item upgrades so that you never run out of Mega Ball. By destroying that crate, it always drops item upgrades so that you can boost up your item. Now the whole arcing part of getting the shots to go up into the exact chamber that you want to is probably the toughest part, and will take the most practice of this battle. The other annoyances of those other things dropping those bombs can definitely be a pain, but thankfully they don't do too much damage to us when they do hit us. Take him out when possible. When he gets low on health, he's going to drop a decoy, as you can see there, which you do not want to hit. It's going to basically explode and cause a lot of damage to you. We have only a few more shots left on him, and there we go. Our first robot boss of the Wily stages is now defeated. Now, Wily Stage number 2 is another one of the kind of gimmicks that we've done throughout the game. In the first one we had that powered ski to deal with. In this one we're going to have another one of those scrolling shooter areas to contend with, including our boss of the stage is actually part of that scrolling area. We start off the stage, however, with a long set of ladders to climb up while dealing with different enemies and such. When we get to this part, we have a couple more of the blocks that explode when you shoot them. We saw them first in Grenade Man stage in the run. Destroy them and move your way down. And then afterwards is when we're going to meet up with Rush again, and now we're going to do our scrolling shooter part of this stage. Now this whole part is exactly the same as the one that we faced off with in Tengu Man stage. We'll have our same upgrade abilities that we can pick up from these different things that drop them. Right there I got Eddie. Now you can usually pick up at least 2 of the upgrades before reaching the boss of the area, and then during the boss battle you usually get at least 1 more during the course of that fight. Now, which one you're going to get, as you can see when you do open up those chambers and the upgrades did fall out, if you let it float around a little bit, you can actually get it. It'll keep changing which one it is, so you can grab whichever one you want. Sometimes, like right here, it's going to be really hard to wait there because the level is scrolling so fast that if you take your time, you're going to end up getting squashed by the wall. Now this is the hardest of the actual moving area through this stage. You have to move through these tight corridors while the screen is quickly scrolling to make sure that you don't accidentally lose a life here, but they do give you a health upgrade, or a little health boost, at the end of that whole area. And now we have some more flying before we reach our boss. So here is our boss battle. We can say it's a giant ship that can't be hit just all the time. You have to wait for it to open up to show weak points so that you can do damage to it. It has a lot of different abilities that it can use against you. It can fire out lasers, as well as it has these different like kind of red meteor looking things that come at you. Wait for it to open up so that you can deliver full shots to it, or as many shots as you can to it. Now for this battle, the real strategy ends up being patience, waiting for the opportunity to actually be able to do damage. Dodge all the enemies' projectiles when you can. That move right there is very easy to dodge. All he does is move to the left side of the screen, so you can stay on the far left and you should be able to dodge it. The rockets that he does shoot out are a little bit arcing. They will try to hit you. Try to shoot at least one of the rockets as it's coming towards you, and then try to dodge the other one. The laser is probably the hardest of all the ones to dodge, as you have to be right in between the two lasers are a little bit farther up in order to dodge it, but when doing so, you're not going to be able to do damage there. If you have the rush spread shot, you can hit different parts of the body a little bit easier, and you don't have to be directly over it or under it, because the spread shot will move upwards and actually be able to hit certain parts of it. I was able to obtain it. Like I said, you're going to get at least one upgrade during the battle itself. And as you can see right there, even though it's above me and it's hard to hit that spot, with that rush spread shot, you're able to hit that part of the boss. And after just one more shot, there it is, thanks to the rush shot. I was getting very low on health there. Thankfully, the battle is over, that long battle is over, and now we can move on to Wily stage number 3.